I am the queen. I was chosen by the heavens and became the ruler of the kingdom of K. It may seem odd, but it is the way of this world. In Horai, where I was born, there was no such thing as the will of the heavens. Everyone just lived their own lives. What is the will of the heavens? Just because I am the ruler, it doesn't guarantee that I will never make a mistake. That's how it is. There was a man named Shoko who tried to resist the fates. And the truth is, I understood that desire better than anyone else. The king of N was aware of it. He knew what I was thinking. I felt that by punishing Shoko, I was punishing myself.
Over there, that which is my other half is fast asleep.
What?
The man's name was Atsuyu. The truth is, I'm the one who killed Atsuyu.
Huh?
That's right. It happened quite a long time ago.
Atsuyu was the son of Genkai, who was the provincial lord of Gen, a province in the kingdom of N. During the oppressive reign of Kyō, the kingdom had fallen to ruin, and the people had to struggle in order to stay alive. Fair-minded provincial lords were killed by the king, and only lords who supported Kyō by oppressing their own people were allowed to survive. Atsuyu's father, Genkai, was one of the latter.
What? Have you completely lost your mind?
It is I who should be asking you the same question. You flatter the king and you execute your own citizens so that you can live. And when the king complained that there weren't enough executions and accused you of conspiracy, you killed innocent civilians to remove any doubts he might have. You are unworthy to be a lord. I would govern this province far better than you.
Atsuyu decided to govern the Gen province in place of his oppressive father. But a provincial lord is chosen by the king. So technically, Atsuyu came to rule by usurping the power from his father. At the same time, however, it was true that by doing so, he saved the people of Gen province. While other provinces suffered from famine and poverty after the end of Kyo's reign, Gen province managed to prosper because of Atsuyu. But then Shoryu became the new king of N. He was a taika, the heir to a clan of sea warriors who resided in Satochi Bay.
Young master, it looks like the Murakami are on the move.
Well, it appears that they want this land quite badly. If they gain control of the area between here and that shore, they could create a barrier across the Satochi Bay. I'm sure they'll attack us sooner or later.
How could you talk about this so lightly?
I have advised my father that he should surrender to the Murakami, but I doubt he will be listening to me. He has too much pride to do that sort of thing.
The king of N and Atsuyu. Both of their fathers, as King N himself admits, were cowards.
Father! Father, where are you? Father, no.
The entire Komatsu clan of Satochi Bay perished when Nao Takasabura was defeated.
Wait, no!
You know, I have often wondered myself which makes for the better man. Making those choices is difficult. Do you, like Atsuyu, destroy your father for a greater cause? Or do you live your life in fear, sparing your father's life but ending up letting your people die?
After seizing Gen province and gaining the trust of the people, Atsuyu rebelled against the kingdom. And he took the En Taiho as hostage. He ordered Koya, who happened to be a friend of the Taiho, to take advantage of the compassionate nature of the Kirin.
Koya, no! Tell your man and your Shirei not to get any funny ideas. If you want to save this child's life, Then please, come with me.
And what Atsuyu requested was something that no one had ever expected.
The Provincial Chief of Gen, In Hakutaku, reporting as ordered. I've come to inform you that the Taiho Enki is staying in the Gen province.
Yes, and so?
We'd like to request your majesty establish a rank higher than that of the king and appoint Lord Atsuyu to that position.
I see. So he did not want the throne, just to become superior than the king. How bold of him. Damn that Atsuyu! He should know that I am not so generous that I would give up what is rightfully mine. But if he returns Enki, I will be compassionate and allow him to take his own life. However, if he is going to persist in holding Enki hostage like this, then I will capture him and make sure that he is executed as a rebel.
I am not interested in the throne itself. In fact, I did not even go on Shozan when the last ruler died. The welfare of the people is all I care about.
To the average citizen, it didn't matter who actually governed the kingdom, as long as they could live in peace and prosperity. Just like me when I was in Horai. I heard that Atsuyu was a great leader, but then what was it that drove him to rebel and rise up against the king?
I believe that Atsuyu was well aware of the situation.
What situation?
He was aware of the fact that he was a mere chief of Gen province, who had been selected by Kyo-o. If a new king ascended the throne, he could no longer be a leader. And if he wasn't to be a leader, then his life would surely have no value to him. He simply wanted power, even more than the king himself. Atsuyu said he was doing it for the people, and he was sincere about that. I don't think he thought he was being dishonest in any way.
Atsuyu had succeeded in making Gen province very prosperous, and he was well trusted by the people.
I can tell that you really like Atsuyu.
I guess so. I like him at least enough that I'm willing to take you as a prisoner.
When Koya was a child, he was abandoned by his parents and raised by a Yoma. Atsuyu took him in, so I can imagine how important he was to Koya.
I see you don't like to be touched. So tell me, do you have a name, kid? And where have you been living?
It's Koya.
All right then, Koya. You can understand what I'm saying, so at least that's a good start. You're a smart boy. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot that you don't like to be touched.
Atsuyu was a great leader. He volunteered to take care of a boy who had been raised by a Yoma. I wonder if it was because he just wanted to be accepted. Even if his motive was to gain respect, I don't think there's anything wrong with it as long as his people were happy. But no one noticed when things started going wrong.
Koya, I'm a bit curious. What exactly have you been doing with all the prisoners that you said you would take care of?
I thought it would be best if we just banished them from the castle.
Good. Very nicely done. You are turning out to be quite reliable. You understand the things I'm thinking without having to ask me, and so I'm sure that you're well aware of what needs to be done. I simply couldn't have asked for a better commander. From now on, I will put you in charge of handling all criminals. How does that sound?
Yes, sir.
Or perhaps something was wrong from the very beginning.
Now I'm much more used to it. Doing these kinds of things to our enemies no longer bothers me at all.
Once the royal court had word of Enki's kidnapping, it became a matter of life and death for King En. He disguised himself as an ordinary citizen and joined the provincial army of Gen. Meanwhile, he ordered the royal army to get together as many people as they could to build a levee at the Rokusui River. The creation of the embankment was actually Atsuyu's first request. but the embankment became a double-edged sword for Atsuyu.
Are they planning to flood us?
The levee would prevent the Rokusui from flooding and in turn help the people. But it could also be used to flood Gonboku, where Gen's provincial palace was located. King En was challenging Atsuyu, and at the same time, he had devised a plan to save Enki all by himself.
You obviously don't know what people are capable of. Your master isn't any different from mine.
He's right. I would never make him kill. Why would I ask him to do something like that when it would be much easier to do it myself?
So then why did you come all the way out to the Gen province? To kill Lord Atsuyu?
Stop it! If you do anything to hurt Shoryu, I'll never forgive you.
I don't understand. Why are you defending the king now?
Because I've pledged my undying loyalty to him.
And I have also done the same, but to my Lord Atsuyu.
I like you a lot, Koya, I really do. But as long as you smell of blood, I'm not going to be able to get close to you without feeling sick.
It can't be helped. I have sworn to protect Lord Atsuyu no matter what. The same way you protect Shoryu.
That's how you protect Atsuyu, by killing people? Do you think that if Atsuyu asks you to kill, then that makes it all right? Is it okay to raise an army and cause a revolt, even if these actions destroy an entire kingdom? Do you want to be responsible for more homeless orphans like yourself?
I don't care about other people. Why does it upset you so much when people die? What is the tragedy if the kingdom falls? Everyone dies eventually. And every kingdom eventually falls into ruin. It doesn't matter how hard you try to stop it. You can't. I don't care as long as Atsuyu is happy. Are you so afraid to let your kingdom fall? Are you afraid of devastation and death? Do you want to know how you can be free from all of the fear? Let it be destroyed and there'll be nothing to fear.
So you don't care if Atsuyu dies too?
If that is what Atsuyu truly desires, well then so be it.
What nonsense! You don't care if the kingdom is ruined? And you don't care whether people die or not? How can you truly mean that? You are one of my people, and if you feel that way, then what am I supposed to do? This is your kingdom too. And Atsuyu is not the only person you have to live for. Don't forget, this kingdom belongs to you. And what good can a king do without his people? The only way for me to be a successful ruler is for my people to entrust the kingdom to me. Now one of my citizens is telling me to let the kingdom fall? Then what purpose do I have here? How am I supposed to rule? I was put here and accepted this title so I could provide a prosperous kingdom for you, Koya.
My lord! How could you go through with such a thing? Why did you order the army to destroy the embankment? What is it you are trying to do?
Hakutaku, that's enough!
The citizens determine your worth as a ruler. And do you know who the people are supporting now? You can be sure it's not the ruler of Gen. As we speak, the citizens are risking everything in order to fight against our very own army.
What's that?
What, are the citizens supporting the king now?
Hakutaku! You are the one who's the traitor who's turned against the heavens, are you not? Once the situation showed the slightest bit of trouble, you betrayed our trust and abandoned us.
But my lord...
Taiho, I will accompany you to Konkyu. I would like to report this to His Majesty personally. And as far as what is to be done about this incident, I will leave that to the King's discretion.
I'm going back to Konkyu, and I don't need an escort. I can explain the truth to His Majesty by myself.
Oh, I see how it is. You've been plotting this with His Majesty and the Taiho. It's suddenly all very clear to me now. You knew they wouldn't kill you. Why else would you volunteer to go to Konkyu all by yourself? It makes sense now why you were able to return from there alive. His Majesty must have been jealous of my popularity amongst the citizens.
You're wrong. He's not that kind of man.
As if you would know!
Shoryu's not like you at all. Compared to him, you're nothing more than dirt below his feet.
Well, I must admit I rather enjoyed hearing that.
King En decided to face Otsuyu man to man. It was the first and the last encounter between the two.
Trying to overthrow the king is like trying to overthrow the heavens. There is no need to involve any citizens. I propose instead that we settle this issue man to man. And if by chance you were to take my head, then that would be the will of the heavens. First, I want you to surrender the castle and then have the provincial army disbanded.
Yes, Your Majesty. I will do so right away.
Take him into custody just in case. I'm fully prepared to be extremely compassionate with Otsuyu. Have the guards keep a close watch on him in case he tries anything.
Rikako!
Rokota!
At that moment, something strange happened. Koya stopped his Yoma from attacking King En, even though what he had really wanted to do was protect Otsuyu.
I'll put you out of your misery.
There's no place in your kingdom for the two of us, because I'm the child of a Yoma. We will never fit in anywhere.
Just give me a little time, Koya. I promise to give you a land beyond your expectations. One where your stepfather here will not be hunted down.
Will the time ever come where there will be a place like that?
Why, that's the reason I became the king, dear Koya.
We will be waiting. We will wait in the Kokai until the kingdom of En turns into such a place. And we will keep waiting.
I still wish from time to time that things would have turned out differently, and Otsuyu could have lived up to his good intentions. If he could have accomplished that, then there would not have been a better candidate for the ruler of the kingdom of En. And the one who sits upon the throne right now would not have been me. It would have been Otsuyu. However, unfortunately, I was the one to live.
The king of En challenged Otsuyu. He wanted to fight against him man to man. And by doing so, it was also his way of challenging the heavens. King En wanted to know once and for all if he was worthy of being the king. The king of En once referred to Otsuyu as his other self. More than anything, Otsuyu wanted to make his dreams come true. For his people, the kingdom of En, but most of all for himself. Today, Otsuyu lies sleeping in his tomb. Perhaps it is because that was the will of the heavens. Whatever the reason, it is a very important lesson, and I will never forget it. I must always remember my other self. I'm still not entirely sure if the will of the heavens really exists, but even so, the fact remains that I'm here now. And you and the En Taiho are also here. And even the fact that Rakashun is here with me may have nothing to do with the will of the heavens. I still have to think about what to do with Shoko for a little while longer. There are so many things yet for me to learn. And I can always make my decision about that later.
That's a good idea. Besides, you still have plenty of time.
Why are you telling that gloomy old story again?
I had no idea that you were here. I think it's getting a bit too crowded.
And Taiho. If there's ever anything at all I can do for you, Yoko, please do not hesitate to let me know. I mean, it's not like I can fly or anything like that, but still.
Rakashun, thank you so much.
I have received permission from Hakutaku, but are you sure you want to do this?
Well, who could say no after seeing that?
Yeah.
Well, Yoko, It appears as if you really do need Rakashun by your side.
Yes.
Huh? What's going on?
Rakushun. Good news. You've been given permission to transfer to the Daigaku in K.
Is it really true? Why, that's wonderful.
They could not very well refuse the request of N's best student now, could they?
Yeah, and besides that, I was getting tired of listening to his whining of how worried he is about Yoko.
Rakashun did say that he wanted to see what kind of kingdom I'd be able to build. Rakashun, I would like for you to be by my side, so I'll never lose my way again.
Oh, Yoko.
Oh. Do you still remember what Koya said?
And we will keep waiting until that day comes.
I know. I haven't been able to build the kingdom that I promised Koya I would. It's been 500 years, and still it nags me to do better.
And what are you complaining about? After all, that is your job, isn't it?
I suppose that it is.